Hey guys, I wasn't sure if I was going to make this video. There are already quite a few people making Paladin one-shot videos and whatnot. As it turns out, Paladin smiting is entirely too much fun, so here you go. For this fight, I am using the spider step boots to be able to walk around on the webs without fear of getting entangled. I am also using the Vision of the Absolute spear with a shield. The spear deals additional damage to spiders, which allows me to deal close to the amount of damage I would deal with a two-handed weapon, but it allows me to use a shield, which helps with survivability, or if I were to make a mistake. Some two-handed weapons would probably deal more damage, but the method to do so is not as casual-friendly, or forgiving, or safe. This is the setup I would recommend for a no-death run. This character is an Oath of Vengeance Paladin. I would recommend starting with this oath so that you have Vow of Enmity, an ability that gives you advantage on your attacks. The biggest struggle I've found with the Paladin is simply ensuring your blows actually land. There are other ways to gain advantage, and if you find yourself able to get advantage from other sources as the game progresses, you can then consider respecting the Oath of Devotion for Sacred Weapon, which provides a flat bonus to hit. Not much to say about this fight, except that a perk of being a strong melee bruiser is simply line of sighting mobs and dispatching them as they trickle in, and you'll see that is essentially what I did here.
There's an illithid parasite in that corpse.
Alright, so Paladins have more than enough Nova damage for Ethel. Biggest thing here is having enough hit. Again, a reoccurring theme. So I use an Oil of Accuracy and Bless to ensure my attacks land. You'll notice I actually have an extra bonus action attack left when I end my turn. I ended it early because I needed to trigger Ethel's dialogue. Otherwise, we easily could have one-shot her in that first round.
You want the girl so bad. Boy. Another fight. Come, darlings. Help Auntie. More tempting. Yes, Auntie. I'll break their pretty
That
little
cage won't
bones.
last.
Don't make me hurt them!
Wait! Ah!
Okay, so in hindsight, I think I cheated here. Something happens when you start combat while already in turn-based mode. I was allowed to complete my entire turn basically in real time and at the same time as the enemy went, even though I was last on the list of initiative. Also, praise the half-orc racial Relentless Endurance. What it does is once per long rest, if you are brought to 0 hit points, you drop to 1 hit point instead. I can't even count how many times this thing has bailed me out, and you can see it just bailed me out here. The biggest thing with the Minotaur fight is to not get knocked off a ledge. You can also route the Bulette into helping fight these guys. I believe I showed that in my Warlock playthrough. It should be part 1. But as a Paladin, these guys shouldn't be too much of a problem. The Bulette. This guy is a straight up DPS race and is definitely up there for one of the most dangerous fights of Act 1, at least as a solo. Here's another instance where I would have died if it wasn't for the amazing orc passive, Relentless Endurance, that sets you to 1 hit point when your health reaches 0.
Here, I think. I'll strike you down. Hold on.
This Duergar fight is actually fairly difficult, all things considered, so I've added it to the list. They have a robust health pool and respectable damage. Line of sighting and isolating enemies will be your friend here. Also, you'll want to kill Get Cole first, or he'll summon a bunch of zombies.
Another trick up my sleeve. Better be cautious. Can't slow down.
Die, so your carcass can rise.
What do I have to lose?
Not much to this one except take the big guy out before he gets supercharged. Also, if you find yourself struggling, you can try pushing things off ledges, which will certainly help. So by now you'll have noticed me pre-buffing and popping elixirs to improve my hit chance on almost every fight. This is just the way of the solo pally in Act 1.
You know these words.
One day I'll catch a break.
Alright, the Duergar fight. I honestly think this fight is probably the hardest fight of Act 1. Their AI even makes quite a few silly mistakes that I won't go into, but even still it's a pretty tough fight. Mobility will be a key on this one for most classes. At a minimum, you'll want to utilize the jump ring. I find a lot of value in that. Take out the crossbow enemies first if you can. As far as consumables go, do not be shy to use a few extra on this fight. This fight is definitely difficult enough to warrant it compared to everything else. I know I popped a haste potion here or there, among other stuff. If you do find yourself really struggling on this fight, there are some ways that you can pick some of these guys off one at a time. And spoilers, but some of these guys do want to kill each other, so you can pick a side to make the fight easier as well.
fight. Need to find a way forward.
Probably rush this guy down, but I prefer to leave him for last. He does have an ability that links to a bunch of people and gives him an additional armor class, and I believe additional damage for each person he is linked to. I was able to kind of ignore him while I dispatched everyone else, and so then by the time I got to him, he didn't have those buffs, so he was a lot easier to take down. Just like the Duergar fight, the crossbow guys can really pump on damage. So you want to take them out first if you can. This was my last major fight of Act 1, but I did not consider it all that difficult. But you will notice I was abusing Sanctuary, so that likely plays a lot into it. I did multi-class into a Tempest Cleric, so that'll give me access to some nice, early game cleric spells, and it will also let me maximize the damage of my thunderous smites once I level up after this fight.
Hope your soul is in good hands.
Impressive. Your life is over. Shama Salamakin.
I need to hold on.
In Vlaakith's name!
That's it. Thanks for watching.
Inquisitor Wargaz was potent. We are impressed.